Today I am doing some food prep for a couple of dinners I plan on doing this week. I'm gonna make some make my smoked chicken enchiladas, chicken salad, things like that. So I'm gonna do my pulled chicken, and with my pulled chicken I'm going to make some rendered chicken fat or schmaltz. I'm gonna make it a garlic and onion schmaltz, and we're going to use that to baste our chicken for the pulled chicken, and we're going to use the skin, we're going to grind them up. We're using all the bird today. So figured I'd just do a quick, I did do a video on pulled chicken quite a while ago, but this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to use a variant of the death meth from the wings yesterday. Just gonna switch that up a little bit, add a little herb, you know, things like that. So let's get into the chicken. So here we got our bird, and what we're gonna do is we need all the skin, because my pulled chicken I like to treat like any type of pulled pork, pulled anything. I like to build the bark on the meat. I like flavor in there. I like it like that, you know? So we're going to take all the skin off this, all the fat off of it, and we are gonna use that for our schmaltz. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna make a cut down the back of the spine right here. And we are going to start getting our fingers underneath the skin of this chicken. We want all of it. Some of it gets a little stubborn, like this right here. Just, you know, little cut. Leave the meat, but we want all the skin, all the fatty parts, all that stuff, because that's what we are going to render down and make some super flavor, you know what I mean? We're gonna pull it over the wings. Just keep following it. I'm not sure if you can see me or not here. Let me bump this up a little without grabbing it with my chicken hands. I'm just gonna take this guy down right here, right out of the leg. Like so. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it is easier when you just pull the whole thing off, you know what I mean? Instead of piecemealing it. Anything left, we'll trim it off, you know, because there's still some fat that's going to get stuck to the meat itself that we're going to want. So don't be afraid to get in there. Skin that bird. It's best to get all these legs first, and then you can work. The wings are a little bit trickier, but just like so. And we're gonna come right around here to the front on this side, right around here to the front on this side, and let's get down on these a little bit, just so we loosen it up, you know what I'm saying? Now give her a flip. Again. Let's get this back part off here. Get our fingers underneath. Like so. Just like that. Pull these guys off. A lot of good fat, a lot of good skin right there. Come down here, pull it towards the front, and then now we're in a better place to come at these wings. Got a little spot right here that's really holding on for dear life, so just make a little cut through there and just fold it up right off of that wing. best we can, you know what I'm saying? Try not to disjoint everything. Just like that. And again with this other side here. Starting to get slimy, real slippery now. There we go. Now we got a little bit here. Look at that. All that, man. It's gonna be fantastic. So now this here, I just need to get under here. It was not playing. Just enough to be able to get your finger in there. So you can pull it off. The more you have, the more schmaltz you get. Hands are cramping up. Eat your bananas, boys and girls. There we go. There's that. All right, so now all this stuff right here, we want it. So let's take it off. This stuff right here, completely unnecessary. But we want this back here. We're gonna strain this and things like that. So if you get a little bit in with your skin, it's not gonna make any big deals, you know? It's all flavor for right now. Back of the bird. It's actually looking pretty decent. We'll take this guy though, because that's really nice fat. And this right here, we want it. We want it. We don't want meat in there. We just want fat. Just like that. So here we got our naked bird. And then we will get this prepped for my smoked chicken. I like to open it up. I like to open all that meat, ready for flavor, things like that. So, but we're doing the schmaltz right now. So let's set our bird aside and we'll get our skin ready for the schmaltz. Okay, so we got our chicken de-skinned. We have our schmaltz going. That's a different thing. Now, this is what I do with my bird. Like I had mentioned previously, I want bark, I want flavor, I want those bits, you know, things, all the good stuff that comes with any pulled meat. I don't want just a bunch of chicken, you know? I want it to feel like it's been pulled. You know, like with pulled pork, you get that beautiful bark in the outside and you get those bits in there. So that's what I'm going to do with this right here. So first of all, I'm going to inject it because what we're going to do to this bird, it's not going to hold moisture as good as it normally will. And we're going to be smoking it. So I want to make sure it retains moisture. So right here, I just have a cup of chicken stock and 2 tablespoons of clarified butter. That's it. Heat it up to the same temperature, then cool. That way it won't separate. Then we are going to inject. Okay. Let's put it in our Cambro here. Let's move our board. We're going to need that in a minute. Oh, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna start at the front here. And we're just gonna fill it with moisture. Like I said, it's gonna take a beating. So we wanna make sure that there's plenty of moisture. About every inch or so. Pocket it out. And just fill it. We're gonna pump all that in there. We're gonna get in our legs. Should we get into that thigh meat? Now we're getting towards the bottom of the barrel here, so let's just get some of these wings. Oh, missed that one. Trying to do this and hold that at the same time. Make sure we get down in here. And that's about all we got. There we go. Got our bird. She's living large. Let's get our board back here. All right, so now this is where we start getting stupid. If I can find my knife, there we go. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open her up. We're just gonna make slits like this across the bird. Just like you were opening a fat cap, we're gonna open that meat because then we can expose it and rub gets in there and crust builds and you know, it's a thing, you know? We're gonna do the same thing on our legs. We want bark everywhere, right down to the thighs. Look at that. Get this. And you know what? Let's go this side. Make sure we keep our consistency, you know what I'm saying? Now we are going to cross hatch. And then you'll see that flesh just open up. See all that? See all the moisture that's in there from our injection? You don't want to go too deep. You just want to get it so it just kind of blooms out like a flower, you know what I mean? Do the same thing on our legs and thighs. Best we can. You know, these aren't a perfect science, but you get the gist. Wings, we're not even going to worry about it because they are what they are. I mean, you start cutting them, I mean, you can make a couple of cross hatches in them. Just, you know, presentation wise, you can open them up a little bit, but you know, these things will probably dry out anyway. Last time when I did it, I ended up just eating the wings anyway, so I couldn't tell you, but they were good. And that's that. So now we got our bloomed out chicken here. I'm going to, what hand am I going to use? I'm going to use this hand. So I want to keep it clean because we're going to be using some of this later. So this is basically my death meth. I added a teaspoon of oregano and a teaspoon of thyme. That's it. It's the only thing I changed just to give, you know, some herb. Now, we are going to liberally, heavy-handed, get some seasoning on this bird. Get it in all the cracks, get it in all the meat, because this is how we're gonna build our bark on the outside of this thing. So then when we pull it, we have all that nice tender flesh inside, but we still have all that beautiful bark. Lift these things up, get it underneath there, get it in the legs good. Like so. Get our wings. Make sure I got all this good up here. Looks good. Every part that we're going to use and pull, we want flavored. So, just like that. We got it on all the cracks. We're gonna have bark everywhere. So we'll have all that nice crispy parts. It's just gonna be ridiculous, guys. And that's that. So, there we go. So there is our bird all ready for some smoking. All right, I'm just gonna let this sit out. I don't need to refrigerate it. I'm smoking it right now. I'm gonna go start the pit. I'm using Trend Killer for this today, I think. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I guess I'll see what it's like when I walk out there. So, but we're gonna go light one of the pits and then we'll get it on there. All right, guys. So it was 63 degrees when I woke up this morning, and now it is 39 degrees. So I figured and it's windy as hell out here. So I figured I would just fire up the SmokeFire. That's what I got it for. So I got her up at 275. I got my normal oak and char hickory, and I added some pecan. So that's what I like to do with my birds. So here's our chicken. She's been sitting. So let's get it on. Give this a quick wipe. And our bird. We're just going to set it just like so. So, right over our big flavorizer bar. Let that thing do its thing. And that's it. So, I'm going to let that go. Chicken, I usually pull off 165. My pulled chicken, since it is injected and the way it is and things like that, I usually take it an extra 5. So I usually pull it about 170. It just seems to help, just, you know, it takes it to that extra point, you know what I mean? Especially using it for the enchiladas. I don't want it, you know, I wouldn't say soggy, but do you know what I mean? You know how chicken gets. I like to have it strand out. I like to be able to chop it. I like to be able to do that kind of stuff. So I'm going to chop some of it up. I'm going to make chicken salad out of it after it's cold. I'm going to make the smoked chicken enchiladas out of it, and just whatever else, you know, whatever's left from the bird itself. I think it was around a 4-pound bird, 4 or 5 pounds, something like that, not much. So I'm just going to let this thing go, and when it's done, we're going to pull it. Before we pull it, once I see the bark kind of setting up on it, by then I'm hoping our schmaltz will be done, and we're just gonna give it a quick baste in that, and that will just take that flavor profile right through the roof, man. I mean, it's gonna make it illegal in 8 states. So that's it. Now we wait. All right, guys, we are in the home stretch. We have our schmaltz here. I know you can't really see that, but anyway, it's in there. Video on how I made the schmaltz, that's independent, so it's on the channel if you want to check it out. So we're about to take this thing to, we're about to break laws in flavor. So it's pretty close. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably in the 140s, something like that. I don't know. So we are going to give her a quick baste with our schmaltz. Let that stuff just kind of cook in there, render in there, push in there, all that other good stuff. It's going to give us a little more addition. We have a nice bark already built. It's going to be good. So let's do this. Oh man, look at that thing. Look at that nice bark all the way around that guy. Oh man, guys. It's going to be good. So now, here's our schmaltz right here. Let's hit it. We are just going to tappity tap tap. All that flavor. Right on it. It's going to be crazy. Oh, smoke is making me cry. Not to mention all that stuff is running off of the flavorizer bars down there. Doing its thing. Just gonna get just a nice little coat. Doesn't take much. This is like high concentrated just flavor, man. It's insane. So that right there, looking pretty good. We'll give her another final one here before it starts finishing up. So, but I just want to check real quick. I brought out my Insta-Read here. So let's, I don't know. Let's guess that tip. I'm saying around 140. That's gonna be my thing right there. So let's go on this breast right here. And it's hot. Oh man, 126. I'm wrong. I am sorry to let you guys down, man. And 124 on the other side, so we're looking good. Let me see what I got going on in this thigh down here. That's a little too low because there ain't no way that's what that is. Yeah, so, all right, I'm with you. So, okay, we are going to close this lid. And we're gonna let that finish up. We will hit it one more time. Gonna try and gauge it around, the last 15 minutes, something like that. And just give her one more blast. Let all that stuff soak in, and then we're gonna bring it in. We'll let it cool, and we'll pull it. All right, guys. Well, I realized that I just did the last baste in schmaltz, but I forgot to push record on the camera. So anyway, I'll just show you what we got going on real quick. Check this guy out. Come on, look at that thing. Look how beautiful that is. Gave her our last baste. We took it from the chicken, we made it better, and then we put it back in the chicken. So I'm just gonna let that go. Like I said, about 15, 20 minutes left on this. And then we'll get her in, cool it down, and pull it. Should be good to go. Let's get this bird off. Shut this guy down. Use Uncle Bug. Oh man. Look at that. Come on. Oh man. That's some good shit right there, guys. Look at that. Look at that beautiful bark. Crust. Oh man. That's good stuff, guys. All right. bring it in the house and we'll let her rest. All right, guys. She's been sitting for a little bit. Let's rip into her. There she is. I had to steal a wing. But that's pit privilege, you know? So, I'm just going to just rip in. Make sure I got bark. Nice, tender, juicy. Oh man, it's gonna be good. Get it off the wishbone. Look at that. Man, oh man. All right, I'm gonna pull the rest of this apart. We'll go fast forward. All right, so there we got her. Absolutely fantastic. Man, oh man. It's good stuff, guys. So that's it. That's all I got. So I'll be using this. I'm gonna make some of my smoked enchiladas. Tonight is fish and chips night, since I didn't get to do it the other night. And that's about it. So that's all I got.